This episode of The Totally Rad Show is brought to you by Netflix. Go to netflix.com/TRS for your free trial membership. Today on TRS, just in time for the holidays, we watch Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale.
Today in movies, we are talking about Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale.
It's an export from another land.
That's right. It's
and a tale about a holiday.
It comes from Finland, from director. And please.
Oh please, nobody expects you to say
it. I don't speak Finnish, so.
You don't even speak start.
Yeah. Jalmari Helander.
That's not bad.
Is potentially the name of the director.
Potentially.
And this is a movie based on a short of his by the same name. And it's a Christmas movie. It's a rare Christmas movie in that it is part comedy, part fantasy, and part horror.
Almost.
And it's centered around basically an archaeological dig unearths what a young boy believes to be Santa Claus.
The what?
So it's a little bit E.T., a little Gremlins, and a little bit Tales from the Crypt.
Interesting. It's a lot of little things.
Jeff, you still believe in Santa Claus, right?
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
So what did you think of the movie?
Wait, what are you trying to tell me, Dan?
I'm just asking if you still believe in him.
Of course.
Okay.
There's an option to not?
I believe in things that exist, Dan. This movie, I didn't know what to expect going in, but it reminded me on the outset of a movie I adore from my childhood. I used to watch on VHS every year for Christmas, a movie called The Night They Saved Christmas, which takes place in the North Pole, a digging expedition, and a little boy who believes, and they find Santa, and it's like all wholesome and wonderful. And it's really cool because it grounds everything that Santa Claus does in this reality, right?
Night They Saved Christmas.
Night They Saved Christmas.
Gotcha.
Which is what I loved about it. Like, it explains everything, like how all the questions that you have as a kid, answered.
I don't know why you have questions, but okay.
This movie, not so much. This movie, I didn't enjoy it. It doesn't really know what it wants to be. It's odd. It wants to be a horror movie, I guess, but it didn't land there for me. My biggest problem with it, quite honestly, is that it doesn't pay off the question. They keep teasing who Santa is and where is Santa, and Santa never shows. You know, spoiler, but it's a big disappointment.
That's a huge spoiler. Yeah, let's spoil that. But yeah.
Well. Okay, but it makes me hate the movie. Not hate the movie, but it made me very disappointed because it's like
I don't know if
you
it's
set something up and
Santa
never
doesn't show. I wouldn't say it's. I don't think it's blowing a lot of. Okay, well, we'll get there.
I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I really was excited.
I'm very shocked you didn't enjoy it. It's got a very Joe Dante vibe to it, which is.
Well, I know you referenced all those Joe Dante movies at the beginning,
Right,
but
the one, but yeah.
Yeah. But
all right, you didn't like it. It's okay. It's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Okay.
So I didn't love the movie, but I definitely enjoyed the movie. I was excited to see this take on it. I didn't know what the heck we were going to see, and within the first scene, I was like, whoa, what is this about?
Totally.
And then it starts to get even creepier, and I was like, I love the idea that they basically take the lore of Santa Claus and, like a lot of our holidays like Halloween and things that actually come from not so good places and then sort of become about candy, you know what I mean? They basically did that with Santa Claus, which is sort of, they said that, the Coca-Cola version of Santa Claus was from these horrible myths about this demon that beat children, you know what I mean?
Which is kind of true.
But that to me, that was what sold the movie for me. My big issue I had with the movie was I didn't think it was funny at all. There was no laugh.
No.
But I really felt like it was clearly trying to possibly be a little bit of a comedy, and that was the only thing that really was a disconnect for me, because it was definitely the
like
thriller
it's
stuff.
Quirky. It's quirky.
It's quirky.
It's not like,
and I kind of chalk that. I'm going to chalk that up
like
to.
Elf or,
but I'm going to chalk that up to being Finnish. I mean, honestly, to being a foreign film, because
cultural difference.
one, they might, they may see this as an uproarious comedy that has some horror in it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Or it may just be weird stuff that's totally normal to Finnish people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like Finnish, like mountain people. You know what I mean? Like not. In whatever,
It's not helping.
It's not helping. But I did definitely enjoy it, and I definitely enjoyed the unique take on Christmas. I think it's definitely, in my opinion, worth a watch.
Yeah, I really liked it. I think like you guys, I had a similar problem with the ending. We'll get there. But I really enjoyed watching this movie. Even I had the log line. I knew the log line, but I knew nothing else. And as it kept on as the premise kept on unfolding, I was like, this is what the movie is? I'm like, oh, that's what that is? And like, I was like, this is really happening? This is awesome. I think this is a ton of fun to, if you're not still living at home, if you're in college and not going home for Christmas and you just are, with your frat buddies or whatever it is, I think this is a great Christmas movie to watch with a bunch of other dudes. Because there's like
a lot of male nudity.
Like a lot of male nudity. There really is. A lot.
What it does wonderfully is it has that childhood Amblin-esque, Joe Dante-esque wonderment with but it also has some like slasher film horror, and there's also a lot of great tension that builds.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, what's interesting though is the ending to me just got a little bit too fantastical, just too quickly.
Yeah.
I
thought they could have ended without the ending.
It didn't earn.
Yeah.
The kid has some moments that I.
Like where did that come from in him?
Yeah. It didn't. It seemed to be like it was really paying off some arc but it wasn't building.
Right.
Yeah.
But that didn't ruin the movie for me, and it's interesting. It did for you.
Yes.
But it seems like a lot of times, sometimes for War of the Worlds, we talked about in Versus last week, that has a bad ending, but it didn't ruin the movie for you. And it's just interesting how sometimes we can watch a movie,
you know what?
and an ending can.
I was never as invested in this movie as I wanted to be. There was stuff in it that I was like, that's clever, but they never dig deep enough, to use a metaphor of digging in a digging movie, that about the subject matter. Like I keep referring back to The Night They Saved Christmas, which is a completely different kind of movie, but is wonderful in the sense that it grounds the wonderful Santa myths in this reality in the same way this movie does, but it explores all the different ramifications of that. It explains stuff, and it sort of just starts to do that, which is where I got interested, and then it abandons it and tries to be creepy, and I don't understand. The motivation of all the lead characters is really sketchy. It's like these basically it's about naughty kids getting away with being naughty, and I don't know. It just none of it ever.
I don't know if
interesting.
it's that.
Yeah, it's all the naughty kids that he saves.
Yeah. Sort
From
of.
spankings. They were just gonna get spanked. That's it.
I don't know if they were just gonna get.
I don't know. You
That's
saw
what he
the
said.
horns on that
Yeah.
fucker.
That's
what he said. He said they're all gonna get spanked.
Yeah, but
And then he set them
Yeah.
free and killed a lot of old
doing way
naked men.
more than spanking was happening to a lot of them.
Yeah.
I found it very creepy just because I think old people. That's what I thought. I was
Naked
like,
old
thank
people.
God they exploited that because just the idea of me washing my face one night and I look out the window and if there's just an old person standing there, it doesn't have to be a witch. It doesn't have to be supernatural.
It doesn't have to be a witch.
Just an old guy
wizard.
looking back at me.
Just an old man.
Maybe you shouldn't have gotten an apartment in that retirement home.
Yeah. But so you're saying you weren't invested from the get-go, but
I
it's
kept
just
wanting it
interesting
to
that,
be
sometimes
interesting.
sometimes
Yeah.
endings can ruin a whole movie. a bad ending.
Or they're just, that was too bad the
perfectly-
ending sucked.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It
It's good.
didn't
Endings
ruin
are
it
the
for you.
hardest
Yeah.
thing. Endings are the hardest thing in a movie.
Really
The
are.
hardest thing to pull off.
Yeah, wrap it up.
They
It's
are.
hard.
Great.
It's hard to
It's
do that.
easy to come up with a phenomenal premise, but how do you make that satisfying?
You know what helps to have an ending? An explosion.
Well, Remember to stick around for This Day in Rad History. Daniel, hit me with a sponsor.
Netflix.
Oh!
Hello, sponsoring the show again. So, Netflix has more than 15 million members.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
But
knew they were
Almost as
doing
many
well.
as viewers that we
there's
have.
a lot more
Almost.
people in the world than 15 million. So if you're one of those people that are not a member, to Netflix, you should know, first of all, as if that wasn't evident, it's the world's largest subscription service, instantly streaming TV episodes and movies over the internet and sending DVDs by mail.
Crazy.
You can get a subscription now that's only streaming.
That's true.
Yeah.
And
Super cool.
For one low monthly price, Netflix members can instantly watch unlimited TV episodes and movies streaming to their TVs and computers, and can receive unlimited DVDs in the mail to them. So whatever's not in the streaming library, you get that sent to your door in one business day. You can stream things on Xbox 360, on PS3, and even on your Wii. I highly recommend streaming instantly, or not streaming instantly, but just on Netflix, perhaps streaming instantly, Gremlins. If you've not seen, because I suddenly realized there's probably a lot of younger viewers that it's an old movie to them.
Better than
Gremlins
IRS sports,
is
that's for
a great. Well, I don't disagree with that, because Gremlins is a great horror film, great comedy, and a great Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Great lesson.
Yeah.
About when to feed things.
Yeah.
That's true. And you will instantly want to own a Mogwai. So head on over to netflix.com/TRS to get a free trial membership.
Amazing. Also, send in backgrounds, fans@totallyradshow.com. Plus, if you want some swag like this shirt, jinx.com/TRS. We will see you tomorrow.
Don't miss tomorrow's episode where we play the board game Cineplexity.
So today is December 22nd, and on this day in rad history, in 1964, we had the first flight of the SR-71 Blackbird, which is one of my favorite planes, period, when I was growing up as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Love the movie Firefox with Clint Eastwood. Amazing. And I think it was the world's first stealth fighter. I know it was one of the fastest planes at the time and could travel at almost at like right on the edge of the atmosphere into space. So it could go up and then fly over places like Russia, which is what it did.
So what you're saying was the Blackbird was flying in the dead. Oh, no.
What I want to know is
that was sent in by at Beta Ray Ryan.
Beta Ray Ryan. I'm
Beta
just
Ray
wondering
Ryan.
when Professor X procured
As
one.
opposed to Beta Ray Bill.
He's had one for a very long time. He had one pre this. He got his at
Bizarro Thor.
SR-51.